Alright guys, in today's video we got this 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee and we're going to do the oil change and filter change on this Jeep. Okay, so the customer bought me the oil. He got me this Mobile 1 0W20. That's what he wants in it. And I think it's a good oil. And got me a filter as well. So if you're looking to get a filter, this be the number right there. Mobile 1 is the brand. So that's the number right there on the filter. And this is the oil. So 1 gallon has 5 quarts in it. This is 6 quarts. He told me to dump the whole thing in there, but it takes a little bit less than 6 quarts. Okay, 5.9. But anyways, let me jack up this car. We're gonna go underneath. We're gonna remove the drain plug, let all the oil drain out, and then we're gonna change the filter. It's up on the top, and we're gonna fill up the Jeep with oil, and then we're gonna reset the light, and which will be another video. But anyways, stay tuned. I'm gonna show you exactly what we're gonna be doing here. So check out my other video how to reset the oil percentage light, oil life light on this Jeep. Anyways, let's continue. All right guys, it's that time. I'll go underneath this Jeep. So I did not lift it too high because I'm trying to do oil change just like you would do at home. But anyways, we're gonna go underneath this. All right, so just jack up the Jeep. So right down here, as you can see, you see this, as soon as you enter underneath the Jeep here, you go right over here. You see this little guy that looked like an oil pan right here? It looked like a little gun here. Brah, brah. All right, that's your transmission pan over there. We're not touching that. This is a 13 millimeter, okay? I want you to just be careful. Make sure you have a rag. All right, it's a 13 millimeter, okay? It's very common for the Jeeps. They're hard to take off, okay? They're hard to take off. And they will get stripped really easy. Okay, I got another Jeep coming today. I'm not gonna be doing a video on that, but 13 millimeter, make sure it goes on, it's nice and flush, you have good leverage, and you're gonna turn counterclockwise. All right, there you go, just like that. Once it's loose, it's gonna shoot a lot of oil, so make sure you have a bucket ready, and it's gonna shoot. When I mean shoot, it's gonna shoot out of oil. Okay, so just be careful and let it shoot out oil just like that. All right, make sure you don't mess up your driveway. Make sure you have gloves on and give it good 20 minutes. I like to give it a lot of time. Okay, inspect your drain plug. I'm gonna clean this up and we're gonna come back, but we're gonna give it enough time for this whole thing to drain out. Okay, so this thing needs to drain out completely. Once it stops draining, it starts to drip. That should be good enough. Okay, so let me get out of here and we'll come back after good 20 minutes. And I do not believe on those 10-minute oil changes. All right, even though this is fast, but give it good 10-15 minutes at least. Over here, let me take this rag and I'm gonna come outside, clean myself, and then we're gonna go back down and put the drain plug in. Okay, it's been good 15 minutes, and you can leave it longer if you want. It's all up to you, but we're gonna go back down. So let's talk about this little drain plug before anything. All right, so this is your drain plug, and it does have like a little plastic seal right here. So this one is still good, and we can use it again. And if you see, before you took this apart, if you had seen any oil leaking around this drain plug, that would be a sign. And if threads are stripped and threads are stripped on the oil pan, then the oil pan gotta go and the drain plug. But take it easy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this drain plug and we're gonna simply just put this plug on, and we're gonna catch the threads by hand. And once you catch the threads, it's gonna go right on. Let's wipe off this excessive oil, and we're gonna grab our wrench. Now we need to go to counterclockwise, which is that way. Okay, do not have a torque spec. Not a lot of people torque these, but if you want to torque it, you can look it up online and in your manual book. But we're gonna just snug it, okay? Like it's gonna be like a quarter of a turn, nice and snug. You do not want to strip the oil pan either, okay? So that should be good enough. Wipe off any excessive oil because you don't want that on your driveway because it'll keep dripping for hours. And if you're doing it for the customer, they go home, they might complain. Then there's our old oil. Looks pretty dirty. Now we're gonna bring the truck down and we're gonna change the filter up on the top. And a lot of people, a lot of shops will not change your filter. That's why I would recommend you do the oil change yourself and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And let's continue. Okay, now it's time for us to change the filter, which is located down here. But what we're gonna do is you're gonna take this, you're gonna yank on this. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit tough. It has a little retainers and it comes up and forward. This thing sits in there. Okay, a lot of people, I do my oil change my way. Okay, a lot of people they would a lot of people would say I didn't take off the cap, but there's a reason why I did not take off a cap. Okay, first of all, it's not gonna make too much of a difference. Secondly, it's gonna shoot out the oil more faster and it might hit you in your face. But anyways, the oil filter housing right there, you could do it all from right here. But what I'm gonna do is just so you can see all clearly, that way the camera can see. I'm gonna take off this number 10 millimeter and I'm gonna take off this whole cover here. Okay, so I'm gonna pop off this cover here. The reason why I'm doing this is so you can see it better. Let me put this somewhere safe. Once I take this off, this thing has grommets on it and this comes right off. Okay, come on. Let's put this to the side. Now you can see it much easier. As you can see, the filter housing is right there. So let me get tools and we're gonna turn this out of there. Okay guys, so I do have a 24 millimeter here. It's a 1/4 inch drive and I'm sorry, it's a 1/2 inch drive, and we're gonna turn this guy right here. A lot of people tell you to take off that intake duct pipe, but no need to. Okay, a lot of shady shops is not gonna change this filter, okay, due to the fact that filter is almost like $13. And then secondly, when you want it fast, you don't have, that's too much time. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn, and it's gonna have oil in it, so just be careful, don't make a big mess. And there's no way you can avoid this mess anyway. Okay, and this guy comes right out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is my light is falling. So we're simply gonna, you're gonna see some of the stuff. I'm not gonna be it's gonna be a silent moment of silence a little bit here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just yank this out of the housing just like that. The filter comes out. Let me just leave this here, put this filter away. Alright, my hands is dirty, so I'm gonna wipe my hands down because I do want to show you complete thing that we're gonna be doing right there. So the housing is sitting right there right now. This is the filter housing. So let me go grab a few things. One is the filter. Okay, let me take this housing away. Let me put it to the side somewhere. So inside this filter here box, you're gonna have a filter with the O-ring, the orange O-ring right there. So we're gonna change this on the housing, okay? And this filter has its own ring at the end. And let's put this away. So let me get one little tool. So all you're gonna need is a little pick, flathead screwdriver will do. Just remove that old O-ring, okay? Let me throw this away. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your O-ring here. You're gonna put this on. Just slowly, don't stretch it. Just let it go on slowly, and just work your way down and just try to get it back in the same groove, okay? And then you're gonna take a little bit of oil, fresh oil, and put it all around here. And then you're gonna take your filter here, you're gonna stick this in. It's gonna click a little bit. Oh, I dropped a little bit of oil, and put a little bit of oil in that, and then your filter is ready to go back in the housing. Just give it nice. Okay, let me just come back out. I just want to see my O-ring set down. Just look at your O-ring, make sure it sits perfect all around. So that looks good. Okay, it's good. Just want to double check before we make a mistake. Okay, this goes in. I'm gonna take a moment again to wipe my hands. Okay, all right, one key trick. Okay, we're gonna put the oil in next. After that, if you take off your cover, good. If you didn't, no problem. But I want you to, once you start up your engine, just give it good minute or so, and then just right once soon as you start, immediately just look around over here. It's not leaking, okay? The filter housing, the seal is good and it doesn't leak, okay? And just tighten this just enough so it snugs in there. Don't leave it loose either. Wipe down any excessive oil, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring the camera out. I'm gonna put the cover and everything on, and then we're gonna put the oil in. Okay, got the cover already sitting here. So what we're gonna do is, let me just show you. You see these little grommets here? 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 of these. 1, 2. There's one all the way down there, and there's one right there, and that sits on top of it. Once it sits on top of it, you could even see it from back here. Okay. Okay, the one I showed you over here, there's one all the way back there. So this is pretty much 5 of them. So there's one in the corner, 2, 3, and 4. And after that, for everything has to be lined. Okay, if it does not line, it's not gonna sit properly. And then you just push down on this, and then we're gonna put the number 10 in. Now we're gonna grab this number 10 bolt. Make sure you do not drop it into the house oil filter here. But anyways, we're gonna lock this down. Hand tight, don't go crazy with your drill. I'm experienced, so I just snug it, okay? So I'm gonna leave this cover open because you can look from here. You're not gonna see me do that part, but just start your engine once you fill up the oil and check on it, okay? So there should be no leaks. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this oil, and like I said, the customer wanted me to put everything in there, but you should just check the capacity for oil. Just put enough, okay? Go slow, give it time. Don't forget about my next video on how to reset the oil life on this. You can search that up. Alright, it's taking a little bit of time. That little flap in the front, I didn't move it all the way. But there you go. Got that whole thing in there. If you want to give it a little bit more, so you can rinse it out. It's up to you. But anyways, I'm also going to take this little one, and I'm not going to put the whole thing even though the customer said so. I'll let them know for the safety and the wellness of the engine. Just put enough, okay? Even though it's not going to hurt. So I got it up to right there. Up to almost to the end. So that's like a 0.9 of this quart. Anyways, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, and don't forget to put your cap on. Very important, put that cap on, okay? If you forget, you're gonna have vacuum leak, check engine light, maybe the oil's gonna shoot out of here. Very important, okay? Lock this in. Make sure, like you see I'm struggling, not struggling, but I didn't feel it correct, and that's it. Wipe off any excessive oil. With this little cover, I am going to remove it to check it, but let me show you how to put it. You stick this end in, bada bing, bada boom.